things on the system, so you get to see what it's all about. At the same time, I'd like to show you certain pieces that, some of the information that we requested from the different groups. Okay, not everything was completed, and going through it, you'll be able to see some of the information or the impact of not putting in certain information. And so that will help you decide what you want to include so that you get more exposure to different people, different job seekers, or different speakers. So,
hey Marty,
yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt your flow, but my question is this. There are several people on this call I don't know. Is there a chance or time for us to introduce to each other, and so we get to know who everybody is?
We could do it right now.
Sure.
Okay, Beth, I'll start call. Beth, introduce yourself.
She's on the phone.
You're muted. Okay. Gary, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Gary Gabesha. I'm one of the co-leaders of the Hillsdale Career Networking Group.
Okay. Janelle?
Oh, Regina Witzoki, executive recruiter and co-leader of the Hillsdale Career Network Group.
Go ahead, Beth.
And motivator extraordinaire.
Then you know her.
Motivator.
Okay. But let's go. We got Christine.
Hi, everyone. Christine Dykman, Monmouth County Workforce Development Office for training and schooling and certification only, not unemployment. I am the job search coach / business services executive to help them recruit. So I walk a gray line between businesses and job seekers. And many of you have been my speakers, so thank you.
Thank you. Paul, go ahead.
Paul Sakala, career coach and co-facilitator of the professional support group of Morris County. I also run or co-facilitate with Gerard, the Morris County Executives in Transition, and I facilitate two other support groups, one called the Yojo Club for those who are under 30, and one called Supply Side Career Changers, and that's for folks in the supply chain industry.
Thanks. Beth, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, yes, Beth Birkenfeld. I run the Ramsey Job Search Work Team. Currently, it's still virtual. It's more of a smaller group. We do have some presenters occasionally, but it's more of like working with people more on a one-on-one basis, to help them with their, whether it be mock interview or whether it be interview questions or where they can't close the deal or things like that. Thank you.
Beth's group was meeting in Ramsey, so everybody will know that. Gerard?
Hi, everybody. I'm Gerard Rahill. I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones Investments. A large focus of my financial advisory practice is working with people that are in job transition. And I do a number of presentations on financial planning during a job transition.
Great. Lynn?
Hello, my name is Lynne Williams, and I write resumes and LinkedIn profiles part-time while I'm working on my doctoral dissertation on the topic of LinkedIn. And I'm the executive director of the Philadelphia area Great Careers Group, but we market ourselves more as the Great Careers Group and Bang, because we are virtual and we have people attending from around the world. Every continent, I think, except Antarctica.
Okay, and you're going to get your doctorate in this December, right?
No, my last course starts next Monday, and
Okay.
Hopefully it's my last course. But you never know. I may need one more.
You never know. Okay.
But yeah,
Harish?
we run about I don't know, like up to 50 events a month. So we're pretty big group.
Wow.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Harish. I'm one of the volunteers at Breakfast Club in East Brunswick, New Jersey.
Thank you. Tony?
Tony Calabrese. I facilitate Professionals in Transition, which is a job search group which
normally would run out of Maplewood. That's been virtual for the last year and a half on Tuesday mornings from 10 to 12. I've been the majority time since we've been virtual presenter, although I do also have other guest presenters along the way.
Okay, thanks, Tony. Alicia?
Hi, everybody. I'm Alicia Lisnow. I facilitate the ATD Career Transition Group, as well as Bergen Career Networking Community. And I'm actually looking to retire from both. So if anybody's interested in taking over, let me know.
Okay, Alicia. Carol?
Hi, I'm Carol McCall. I'm here representing Careers and Transition from Short Hills.
Okay. All right. We'll go.
Just so you know, Cliff Rubin, who's in the background, is our webmaster. We just brought him in here just in case there are any specific questions that we can't answer. You know, Cliff is here for that as well. So Cliff, welcome. Thank you very much for all your help. Didn't want you to get pun in.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's start it and see what we got.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. This is what the system, you know, I'm sure you've seen this before on what it looks like. This is, you know, the homepage we have. And going through it, there are really three sections. One is the job seeker. One is the networking groups and events. And the other is for presenters and speakers, facilitators. Okay. To get into the site, and you'll look up on the top, there's a member login. There's an about us, a media, a calendar, which I'll talk about. There's a help, and there's also a contact information. Okay, we also have Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Coming down here, to get into the system, initially, you have to sign up for it. And that's where you could join it here. It's a free system, and just heading into it by signing on, it's pretty easy. I'll just come up over here. We asked a few questions as to what people have to do or what they want to do for the job seeker. Okay. At the same time, if I come in here, let's come back for a second. If I come back here.
Why don't you log in, Marty, as yourself?
Okay, let me log in, and we'll take it from here. Okay, so now we're over here. If you want for your groups, this was the add-on that we said, you know, we send information to people, and we got some information, not all. But let's go over here into the networking groups and event. And by starting here, what we can do is that you could come in here and say, all right, for your group, let's just do a regular search without putting anything in here. And all of a sudden you're going to see there is a whole, each groups we have down here so far. And if you key on it, if you go into it, it then gives you information about the group. And you'll see here, there's a meeting type they could do. They have in-person meeting or virtual meetings. They meet on Tuesdays. They meet monthly. There's no membership fee. And there is a meeting fee, however. There's no requirements for membership into the group. And this talks about speakers. This is what they're going to be talking about. All industries. This is their website. And Paul Licata is the facilitator, and this is Paul's information. And he's resident in Pennsylvania, and that's his zip code. Okay. Now, if I want to come back over here for a second, and let's say I want to do another one, and I'm just trying to give you a brief look at some of these so you get an idea.
You can do a
Let's-
search by different things. Like if you do a search on the top there, Marty.
I'm gonna do that in a second, but I just
Okay,
want to
sure.
show some of the
Sure.
information. So then if we have over here for Morris County, and you'll see the only information that we have for Morris County executives and is just a presenter, Paul. So this could minimize when we start doing, when you do some searches or a job seeker does searches, how much information they're gonna get for the group. So if
Yeah,
we
I got
come down here,
distracted when I was starting to fill out the form, so I never finished it.
okay, well,
Oh,
we're gonna,
so-
there's
I
ways
was
to fill this thing out. Go ahead.
I have a
Go ahead, Janelle.
question. So Paul, so with your information as a presenter, you mean you didn't finish filling it out about PSE, PSG, and all of the other group things?
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
But you're gonna add that in.
I need to, yeah.
All right, Gary, did we do that yet?
Yes, you did.
Yes, we did.
All right, so we're, and it's got you, myself, and John?
Yep.
Okay,
All right, let's just go. Let's say here,
Yo, Beth,
we want to
you should
take,
be a race car driver because you drive me crazy.
Well, you're gonna mute yourself, Barry.
we're gonna take, we want a meeting. You want to look at now virtual meetings. Okay. And let's say we want to have meetings. I want to know which groups have virtual meetings monthly. And if I search over here,
Beth, I'm not a photographer, but I can picture us
Joey.
together.
who's that?
That's Joey, who I just muted again.
Okay.
all right, so I don't see us in there.
Because you meet twice, you don't meet monthly, you meet twice a month.
No, we don't, twice a month. We meet monthly.
Okay.
That's-
We're going to come back.
And that
We'll
might
come
be a
back.
mistake on, that might be the way the form was filled out, I don't know.
Okay. We'll come back.
No, Gary doesn't make mistakes.
Okay, I made the mistake.
Janelle, get a grip, will you?
You know, Gary doesn't make mistakes. I don't understand why we didn't pop up.
Well, hold on a second. Let's do this one then. Let's say that the group
Gary?
facilitator is Gary, right?
Yep,
There,
Okay. Now you got Hillsdale.
so the meeting
Frequency is
incorrect.
bi-weekly.
So
it's
that
not
has to be
monthly.
changed to show up. That has to be
Oh.
changed to show up.
You see?
Oh,
You,
all right,
I
so-
did monthly and you're showing here bi-weekly.
by the way, I wonder why that is.
However the information is provided, but I can update that. That's an easy thing to do,
And Ken, we don't see Breakfast Club also, Ken.
because I don't have information from Breakfast Club.
Okay.
I can only go by the information I have. I can't go
All
by.
right, Ken, okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Excuse me,
I'm just
Marty.
trying to, we
Cliff,
put
Cliff.
in a lot of information that was, given by each group, but I just want to show you
Yes,
how this thing will work so people will find different people. So you could come in here and say, all right, I want to find an in-person meeting. Okay, who's meeting in person? In person.
Ed
I just
McKay.
want to take that. I could fill out some of these others, but let's say I first want to say in-person meeting. And going down here, you will see right now, there are 3 groups that would be meeting in person. My FANG group, my first one, which meets on Thursday, the Lehigh Valley group, which meets on Tuesday, and the Job Club of the Women's Center on Thursday. And here, this information gives you the contact so that if you want to contact somebody at the group, all right, let's take, again, let's talk about, I want to do virtual, and I want to do ones that meet, I'm going to say bi-weekly. There's no meeting fees, no membership fees.
This is the question here, bi-weekly, there's a bi-weekly second and fourth, and there's a bi-weekly first and third option. And this is how the forms have to be filled out a specific way. Because we can have it all bi-weekly, but then you don't know which week it is. So if you say bi-weekly first and third, it would show up in a different search than bi-weekly second and fourth.
All right, but what if the group meets truly bi-weekly, and even if there's 5 weeks in the month, it's every other week? It's not the first and third or the second and fourth.
Well,
there's also another thing that you could do, and that's where it comes over here with specific dates that we had.
I wouldn't worry so much about, to answer your question, Paul.
You could put specific dates, Paul. Okay. And then put the dates as we go through here. Okay.
Or what we can do is talk about thinking about redefining the categories. That's one of the reasons we wanted to talk to all of you, because we built it based on what we were given. And if there's stuff we have to tweak, we need you as users to kind of give us a little bit of that feedback.
Yeah.
Can we see how mine comes up?
Sure.
Okay.
So,
I didn't finish it, but let's see.
I don't think
how
it's
often do you
specific.
meet?
Just take out
We get rid
specific
of
dates
this.
in virtual.
Week
and
on
hopefully,
every Monday.
there it is.
Okay,
there.
right here. Okay. Now I put you in here based upon that you're virtual.
Yes,
Okay. And I put your name as a group facilitator. I
Okay.
indicated no meeting fees and no membership fee. Okay. If I take you out for a second, and I did specific with you over here.
right.
Now, let's say, for instance, and you say you're meeting Monday. So let's say that the person doesn't know who you are. Okay. But just knows there's a meeting, there's a virtual meeting that's generally on Mondays. Okay. That I'm aware of. I don't remember the name of the group. I want to go into Monday.
Right. And do I come up?
Yes.
Yes,
Right
I do.
here.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So
Great
Marty,
career.
is this what a job seeker would see, or is it what we would see, or anybody would see?
Anybody.
Anyone would see this. The job seeker-
Anyone would see that.
Thank
The
you.
difference is
Okay.
the networking
Anyone.
group people, they're the ones, if they want to make an update, they'd have to let us know that, because it's only as searchable as, I mean, presenters can do searches as well to find out if there's a day that a group that needs a speaker on a certain day. I mean, it's a database, but it's only as valid as the information we get along those lines. And that's why if something's not right, we have to know that.
So let me,
That's why we
let me,
take you through.
Go ahead,
let me just ask you to please at some point show us how to go in and change or correct the misinformation so that we can, for example, in my case, add the missing information.
Okay, well, there's a form that I think I can share that, or you can share that, Marty.
Yeah,
That's on the
because I
form.
want to add my information that I didn't put in either.
Okay, we'll come through that in a second, but I want to show
Okay.
you something else. Let's say that you want to say, all right, you might want to put in your group, and we're working on one other thing for meeting dates. I'll tell you what, Ken, let me give you this. If you want to, let me give you a screen share on this.
Sure, let me know when.
Hold on, let me stop. Okay, why don't you come
Sure.
up with yours and show them the next what we're working on right now that's going to be
Mhm.
inputted shortly.
Yep. All right, so what I have here, can everyone see this first of all?
Yeah.
So right now, this is what you have right now. You select the group on the page, and what you get right now then is you get the group by itself. What we're looking to do is on this page here, have a box and put, this is just a mock-up, where you're gonna have the date and the topic and the speaker, and this will be filled out. So on the page, we'll have a table. So if you can envision a table, the dates, it can be bi-monthly, it depends how often you meet, as you fill it out. the topic, speaker, again, these are the proposed columns. And Cliff and I are talking about, well, if you have, let's say you're meeting twice a month and you've got 12 meetings, what will happen is that 13th meeting, the first meeting on the beginning would roll off. So it'd just be the most recent and most relevant meeting would be at the bottom. This is the stuff that we're working through now, but I wanted to give you a bit of a heads up. So when someone goes to the page, they'll be able to see the specific dates because we have specific dates here, but it's not specific enough. You know, it says that it's specific, but you know, maybe you have a case where it's a Monday and it's Labor Day or 4th of July, you're not meeting on that Monday, so you have to be able to have a way to let people.
We do meet on the holidays.
Okay, but the point is, these are for different, well, let's say you have a different time change or something. So this was something I just wanted to share with you, and Marty, you can take it back.
Yeah, I'll take it back. Another thing that we have, where are we here now? Okay. Right here, in the meantime,
The
okay,
calendar,
because
that's a big thing.
we're gonna go over here. And
Scroll down.
where,
Scroll
here
down.
we go. This is what we currently have. Okay, so if someone right now wants to see who's meeting when in the month here in November, they could come here, one look, and see all the different meetings that are happening.
I'm
And if
not
it's-
listed on Monday.
Well,
I'm not listed on Monday.
make it,
And careers in transition is wrong too.
Yeah,
Make
I
the
should
first
be
and
there
third
on every
Saturday.
Monday.
We could fix that up.
we can fix that up but because this was information, like if you select week, Marty, instead of month, select the week tab.
Where are we?
Next to print, select week, right there on the other
yeah,
side.
I got it,
there,
I got
select
it, I got
week,
it.
And
Yeah.
then do it that way, and then you roll across. It's just, it's a different layout. It's a different layout of doing it.
I'm still
Um,
not there.
No, so
On
what I
Monday.
need everyone to do, I need everyone to look at the calendar. If you have changes or it's wrong, let me know and I'll update.
Yeah, I'm not there on Mondays.
Okay, Beth, but all you need to do is just let me know. Because
Okay,
Christine
Beth,
put up,
relax. You're good.
Christine-
You're good to go.
Christine put a couple of events up there. Christine actually put a couple on the calendar today. Christine, did you find it was easy to do that?
Sorry, I was muted.
I say you put a
I found
couple
it
of
very easy. I noticed that you had done one that I forwarded to you with
Right.
the entire explanation. And the ones that I did on my phone, and I have those explanations on my phone. So I put the link to register in.
Okay.
So I was curious to see how that showed up on the calendar. I mean, I saw it on my end as I don't even
So
know the
Marty, what was one of the dates you want to say? Was it December what?
Well, let's go in here. Okay,
Yeah.
here's the calendar. Okay,
I think it was December, first week in December, I believe.
let me go over here. Okay,
I see it, I see it.
this has some of the December meetings that we've
I'm
had.
pretty sure, is that the 10 o'clock one that's yours? Yeah, 10 o'clock was Christine.
Yes, 10 o'clock on the
Yeah.
2nd,
Yes.
10 a.m.
Yeah,
So if you call that up, select it. The one on
Right here.
Thursday. No, the one
Thursday.
on
the
Thursday,
2nd?
select it.
Thursday,
Yes, select it.
this one here.
Yeah,
Yes.
select it there. And this is what Christine put in.
I didn't put that in. That you did.
Okay, so I put that
did.
in.
Marty is speaking on December 7th at 9 a.m.
Okay,
and
so
I
then now
didn't
we're,
have.
all right, so if you select Marty, 9 o'clock on the Tuesday,
Okay, here's
top one,
the,
9 o'clock, top one there. More details, select more details. And let's see what we got. All right, so that's what's there. Okay, so you only put in the information for the registration on there, right?
but if you
Yeah.
go over here
Right, but if you
This
go over
now
there,
will link to the registration that she
And that
has.
has everything spelled out for you.
okay. So
Right?
that,
Okay.
so-
That's what I
right,
looked at.
yes, okay.
Okay,
So my
Right.
question is that enough, or do I need to put the entire spiel on the calendar like you did, Ken?
I would say it's a person, I would say honestly, it's a preference. You know, this is a calendar, so how you promote it.
Okay,
I don't want to make that call myself. mean,
I
different
gotcha.
people- Right,
okay. Thank you.
yeah,
Ken, I had sent to you directly putting that much data in for all the different groups. You know I don't know what's the easiest way,
mhm,
right, to do this, because
okay,
it's going to be too much work for you guys if we just send you the info and for you to put it in, and that's not fair, and I get that, right? But at
mhm,
the same time, I'll speak for myself. I suspect others would feel the same. To put that much detail in for all of my weekly meetings for every week going forward is too time consuming for me as well. And so
okay,
where's the balance? And I'm not sure the answer, to be fair. I'm
right,
just wondering if we can find a way that would be a balance, because, you know, I mean, Christine, it's great. I love you. She gets paid to do this. And the more she markets her things, the better, right? But
Well, you would think that, Paul, but thanks so much. I love you too, but that's not true.
Well, I'm gonna say this, a lot of it,
Calendar for more details and to register and give the link. So when they click the link, they'll get the details about what the speaker is
And-
speaking about and whatnot. And if they want to, if they don't, they just back out. Like they
But-
haven't completed it.
and I'll let you talk in a second, Ken, because I
sure,
promise.
sure,
But you know, when I'm thinking about, okay, I forget the guy's name that's now got the email that goes out that we're sending the details to
you
him.
mean Tom Donahue and
But yeah, the other,
Adrian,
yeah,
and Adrian, yeah,
we've got this one. Some of us now are talking with the New Jersey library system and giving them the info to put it there, right? I mean, there are all these different places that are all asking for the same information, but that I have to enter the information myself. I don't have the time to
mhm,
do that. And so one of the questions, I guess, ultimately would have to be is where am I going to get the biggest bang for my buck, right?
mhm,
And I don't know the answer to that yet either.
mhm.
So
Well-
you didn't purchase an aggregator, an event aggregator platform?
Not
Not
yet.
yet, not yet. It's something we could consider doing. I think right now, what we were looking to do is get as much information up as a proof of concept and make sure that it works. We
But-
could also consider, go ahead, Paul.
Lynn, are you talking about like a Hootsuite that you enter the data into and then it gets sent out, or are you talking Ken to
No.
do it?
No,
No, no,
Okay.
there's event aggregators that suck information from different sources like Eventbrite and Meetup and
Okay.
whatnot. So,
But Ken, I would think that a lot of the meetings are kind of the same information, right? Like, so
Well-
for instance, Paul, the meeting that we have, it's always the same. I guess maybe because we don't have a speaker, but I think a lot of the meetings are gonna be, you can just cut and paste, right? Or am I wrong on that?
If it's not a speaker meeting, yes. Our meeting Gerard, we can just put it in the one time and it's a done deal, yes. But the speaker meetings are the ones that are going to require the ongoing updates.
yeah,
Sorry,
how
Ken.
you choose, we're trying to get you as much as we can in this one place. Now, I just want to show you something. What you can do here also is that either a job seeker or even a networking group, let's say you're looking for speakers.
You
Okay,
need to
we
share
have-
your screen.
yeah, you have to share your screen.
It's not shared yet? Why not? Okay,
No?
okay. You got it? You see that now?
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay. So what we could do here, or what we have set it up, that if you're a job seeker or network, you want to say, listen, I want to see Paul Sakala. Okay. I want to understand, what this Paul does. And if you do it this way, okay, we know Paul's over here at Monmouth County, Morris County. Okay. At the same time, what we have, if we go into the presenters platform over here and look for the speakers, here you can find different speakers to add to your meetings to, speak to these speakers and have them then talk at your groups, or as a job seeker could say, okay, I want to see Tony Calabrese. Where is he speaking? And that's the other piece that we're going to have in here. Okay. So that as we go through the different speakers, the job seeker could see where, which group that person's speaking at. At the same time, the networking groups can find speakers who they might not have utilized before. And that's one of the additions that we have on.
To answer your question, there's so many different platforms out there, whether it's Eventbrite, Meetup, Adrian's List, and this is another option that may be the best option, it may not be. You may have to make a decision as to what makes sense. At some point we may look into having like a virtual admin or something do it, because it's time consuming for you or every other speaker to go to a calendar, and they have to do it multiple times. And what if there's a change, go back? I understand all that. Because our goal is to get not just, we're doing New York, New Jersey area now because we're familiar with it, but this is not just for here.
Right.
This is going to be a national database. So you have, it may be a decision to list it here and then just be very general with what you put there and figure out other places to put more. It really depends. That's what I'm saying. It really depends on what each group facilitator feels is the best use of this platform.
So let's say I wanted to get my events up on the December calendar, okay? I have no access to the calendar. You have to share the calendar with us.
Exactly. And I've shared it with a couple of people. I agree. Yes.
Okay. So can you do that?
Absolutely.
Can you share it with me?
I've done it with Marty. I've done it with Christine. Anyone who wants access, I can grant them access to it. The caveat is, we found this out the hard way. If you have two calendars up on Google, make sure you only have the Networking Central calendar up, not another one, because then it won't get saved there.
If you're working on My Networking Central, if that's where you want to put it on our calendar over here, you have to make sure that the only calendar that is open is the My Networking Central calendar.
Yeah,
it's not a big deal.
I'm familiar with calendars, Google calendars. I have several Google platforms.
Anyone on this call that wants access can have access to that calendar to do whatever they need to do in terms of dates on the calendar.
Here's a question that may be better for Cliff, but the
ahead.
question is this. Is there like an email address or something that I can put into my Outlook or Google Calendar inviting My Network Central to the event? And by doing so, that would get it populated onto your calendar. Because now I'm entering the data in my calendar where I want it and need it anyway, right? And then just by inviting you as an attendee or whatever, you'd get access to all the data.
Cliff?
Are you saying that you would want that when you're entering it at your end, you would then want it to be populated to the calendar page, or you're talking about the individual group pages?
And that's a good question, Cliff, because we may be still talking two different pieces here. I understand that I would need to go into the networking groups page and enter the group so that the group is listed for everybody to see for eternity, right? But to enter the specific dates and topics and speakers, etc., I'm going to be putting that into my calendar. In my case, I use Google, right? I'm going to put it into my Google Calendar. Could I then just under invite guests in Google, enter something, I'm assuming an email address, that would then automatically invite my Network Central to my event, and now it would populate onto my Network Central calendar?
Well, that I'm not sure the answer to regarding the calendar page, because that's a Google Calendar. There might be, well, I mean, it sounds like that's what you guys were talking about. You could share your information onto that calendar as well.
Well, right now we give people individual permission to make changes to the My Network and Central calendar. I think what Paul is saying is if he creates an event somewhere else and he adds in, I guess, the Gmail address, would it automatically get populated to the My Network and Central calendar? Is that right, Paul?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that would solve the data entry problem.
That question would be a Google Calendar question, because that's running kind of separately from the site. So I don't know the answer to that. It might be.
You know what, Paul, why don't you try it, and then we'll see what we could do.
Okay. What email address do you have for me to use?
I don't think it's going to just work just miraculously out of the blue. I mean, something would need to be configured to do that.
I'll talk to you after, Paul. We'll test it out. All right.
Sounds good.
Good.
Okay.
Lynn, what were you going to say on this?
So, Ken, on thoughtleadershipbranding.club, they generate the calendar with the recurring events, but I have the ability to customize the event because on my end. So I'm thinking Paul's proposal might possibly make sense. I don't know.
I have to look at the Google Calendar options for the calendar, because there's a lot of different options there within Google Calendar. So I'll check into that, because it makes sense what you're suggesting too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
All right. If we could just come back to this for a second now, just, the key, the key that we have in everything on these searches, and see how fast it comes up when we do the searches, is to have the information set up. And as we said earlier, as I showed you, there's certain information that is missing. And we could give you, we ask you to take a look at this system and see from your standpoint what you feel you want to include that you haven't included, and we'll get that together. Now, in looking at this, you could do meeting types. These are the 3 meeting types we have. Okay. When it comes to this, we have all the states where meetings can take place or where you reside. Zip code is really important to put in. This would be the zip code of where you would have your meeting. If you're doing virtual, obviously you wouldn't need this, but when we go live, you will, because the intent is to say, okay, if a job seeker puts in this zip code and says, okay, I live near this zip code, or I want to find something 25 miles from my zip code. In doing this, you will then come up with this group. Okay. So
Well, Marty, wouldn't they come up with it anyway, even if it was virtual? Like, for example.
Yeah.
But it would come up. It would come up virtual.
Right.
Yes, but if you want to say which is, I just want to narrow down my search.
Right.
To say I want it within, my the zip codes that I'm looking at.
Well, the area location. So, for example, by putting the zip code in there, I think it's important both for virtual and in person.
You could do it, yes. I mean, from my standpoint, put it in, okay, but when it does a search, the virtual is not going to necessarily look at virtual and the zip code, okay? But live
No.
it will.
No,
In person it will.
right, all I'm saying is if there is someone who is out in an area, they want to go to someplace close to where they are,
Mhm.
by pumping in the zip code, that'll come up either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So then you could come in here, just give a name of a facilitator, a name of a presenter, as we say, and we're getting more presenters every day who want to be part of it. You could even put here topics, okay? And if you, based upon what Ken showed you earlier by the meeting, where you had those 3 boxes next to each meeting, you could put that your meeting is going to be talking about elevator pitches. Okay. And then
select
what we'll
search.
do, it'll put it in the search and you'll find out which group is talking about elevator pitches that time. So we're going through a whole bunch of the different areas, and this listing will be expanded. But let's say, for instance, we're going to talk about LinkedIn profiles. Which groups talk about those? And we're talking about over here, these are the ones that indicated LinkedIn profile. So if a job seeker wants to find a group that will be discussing LinkedIn profiles, they go to these groups. And then also the speakers, okay, the speakers will be putting in on their information what their subjects are based upon what we have here in topics. So if any topics that they have will be added over here. So if somebody wanted to say, all right, I want to find a LinkedIn profile, and let's say, who's going to be the speaker? I want to see, does
You have to go by the
Well-
speakers, tab, different tab.
okay, let me hit that. Okay. So I want to come in here. Let's talk about interviewing, okay? And we're coming down here to interviewing. These are the speakers that will be talking about interviewing. We could also then say, all right, on this one, on a speaker, what we're talking about, meeting times, when is the speaker available? Is it, they could do it in person, they only want to do virtual, or they could do either or. We're looking over here, when are they available? Are they available Monday, Tuesday, any day of the week? How much are they available during the morning, afternoon, or evening? Now, this is one that we're looking at and saying, all right, how much lead time does a speaker need from you before they could commit to speaking in your group? And that's what we put in here. Once again, the state where they are, what they're looking for, zip code, etc. So what we're doing is that we're taking the speakers now and enabling you as a group to see, okay, I want to, in my group, I want a speaker in my group who's going to speak about, let's say, emotions, okay? I want a speaker to talk about emotions. Well, who are you going to have? And here you have these speakers. And then you could contact these speakers because each speaker has a speaker page.
Pull up the speaker page, right?
Okay. Have speaker page, what their availability is, etc. This person needs at least 1 week before Bobby will be able to speak at your group. So it then expands it further, which could help you as a group select people and different topics to serve your membership.
And also on the pages, there's a link to everyone's LinkedIn URL. So if you scroll to the bottom there, there is a link to their LinkedIn profile. Up a little more, Marty. Scroll up.
Hold on.
Underneath the picture. Stop.
right
See,
there.
that in goes to a person's LinkedIn profile. It's based on the information too.
And it also
everyone
has their website.
Right.
There's Bobby's website.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You
All right, I
have
have
a
a
question,
couple,
Beth?
here, Marty, I have a couple of questions.
Yeah, go
One,
ahead, shoot.
if you don't mind, Gary has already created a profile for us.
Uh-huh.
Now he can go in and edit and add myself and John Carvelli
Mhm.
and our phone numbers and or email addresses.
Yep.
Yes.
Mhm.
There's
Um,
a form. There's a form that he needs to fill out, which will go to me to update. And
What, say it again, Ken.
there's a form that he would need to send to me and it would update your profile that way. And that's the process.
All right, Gary, do you have that profile?
I mean, I'll send you a link after the meeting, everyone here. This is how you update it. And there's a link and you send it to me and I'll just overlay it. It's a little- Okay.
All right, and then Gary, there's probably a couple of other things we'd add to that, so we'll do that offline.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll be fine. You know, fool around with the system. You'll see
Yeah,
different things.
Because there's no sense in creating two.
No,
You
no,
know,
absolutely not. But this was the first time we could actually show you kind of what's out there. So
Yeah.
As the first step.
So Ken, in cases like mine, where really it has no information but the description and my name, right? Would it be easier if I just go re-enter the group from scratch with all the information and you delete the one that's got the minimal information?
It doesn't matter because all I'm doing is I'm going to take the information. Every one of your groups has a page on the back. And I'm just going to overlay it, cut and paste.
Okay.
What's there. So it doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
I'm just going to take, because each of those tabs is a different place on the WordPress. So it'll
Okay.
be a cut and paste, it'll be an overlay, whatever. So that's it. It
Can
doesn't
that-
matter to me.
Okay.
Ken, that's what I wanted to know. I need to edit my group. I didn't even add the description about the group or anything.
What
So,
I'm going to do, let
Can
me
I do
send
that
out.
or I have to send that to you?
I'm going to send out an email to everyone who's on this call with a link to the groups for them to update their information. And that way I have everyone's information updated at one time instead of doing it back and forth. Because I think it's going to be a lot easier that way. That way I won't forget.
Yeah, because, so you're gonna edit it.
I'm going to edit it. I mean, really, and Marty has edited a little bit. I don't, Cliff, I don't really trust anyone just yet to edit it. I mean,
Okay.
So we
So
have
I
another
can't
thing.
just go in, I just can't go into my group and edit anything?
You can look at your page, and if you have a suggestion, tell me what you want to do. You can't physically make the change any more than you
Well,
could change, make it.
I didn't put a description at all about the
Okay,
group because I
so
was too
Beth,
busy.
You go to the page, all those are fields there. All you have to do is get the form, give me the information, and I will just edit it. You can't edit a web page. Like you can't go to Amazon, change text on an Amazon page.
Okay, all right. And you're gonna add me for Monday, right? I mean, it says
I'm gonna
Monday,
do
but
it.
I'm not there.
I'm starting from scratch, and everyone's going to basically confirm what they have or not, and I'll take care of it. I
Okay.
don't want to cut. I don't want to cut everyone off. We have a call at 4 o'clock, and you guys are welcome to join the call.
So maybe you shouldn't have had the other people until after the facilitators
No.
because the groups are not all set up right.
Beth, the groups are set up based on the information you guys share. And the only way you know that it works or doesn't work is when you see it. It's a visual thing. This is what happens. This is life.
We're up and running, and this is what
Yeah.
we're going with.
Because
Okay.
we could, because the
So-
changes you're talking about are very minor. They're not major changes.
Okay.
Trust
Well,
me.
look, Alicia, I sent you a note, Alicia. Take a look at it. Okay. Everyone, listen. Really appreciate your time here. We have to
Yes.
get off because we have the other
Yep.
people.
But you're welcome to join
Any
that call
feedback you
too.
have, you get you can get in touch with Ken and myself. Okay,
Okay.
we really appreciate your participation in this.
Yes.
And any other suggestions that you have, please shoot us a line on it, and we'll
And
see
then
what
what
we
we're
can
gonna
do.
do is we're gonna create a Google Docs with all the comments in that you can all access so that so we don't get a duplication or a triplication of effort. So I'm gonna take it all in, I'm gonna put it in one place. So if you have a
Okay, thank
comment,
you.
all right?
Ken, do you have a
Thank you,
hotline
Ken.
phone?
Thank you, Ken
Thank
and
you.
Marty. Nice
Thank
You have
effort.
a
Thank
hotline
you.
phone?
Yeah, it's not 411 or anything like that, or 911.
You have a hotline, Ken?
I probably should have one, but no, I'm just a man.
How do we
Okay,
reach you? How
everybody.
do we reach you?
No, I mean,
Okay.
my cell phone, seriously. I'll put my cell phone in the chat and I'm gonna hope against hope that it doesn't blow up.
It won't.
If
But
we're gonna stay on for the presenters call, should we just stay here or do we need to log
No,
off?
it's
for now?
it's a different link. That's why we have to close this meeting.
Okay.
Thank you
All right.
all.
Take care.
Nice seeing you all.
thank
Bye.
you all.
Bye, everybody.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Let me save it, the chat.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm saving it too.
You
All right,
saving the
thank you,
chat?
Ken.
I just did, yep. And now we go to
Okay.
the next one.